Hi everyone, nice to see everyone once again. I'm just going to touch on the Amir Khan situation again. I know I did a brief video earlier last week when the fight took place, and I'm just going to touch on the Amir Khan situation. Where does Amir Khan go from here? Well, it looks like Amir Khan may need to drop back down to domestic level, and I suppose challenge for a Commonwealth title or European title, or even go as far as going down and fighting at British level. I know he's an elite fighter, or if you don't want to call him elite, a world class fighter. Don't know what the difference is anyway. They all sound the same, but I think if he establishes himself there and rack up a few wins, then he can slowly emerge and come back for world title contention. Like I said in the other video, I believe that Amir Khan has a tendency to overlook his opponents prior to fights, and I think that led to his downfall as a result of his loss to Lamont Peterson. Even though people want to say it's controversial because Peterson got caught with drugs or whatever they were, terrestrial, I don't know what but even though he got caught with that, I would still say he didn't look too good against the Lamont Peterson, and as a result he lost. Furthermore, and recently losing to Danny Garcia. So him overlooking opponents is indeed a downside to Amir Khan, because he's such a great talent. He's such a brilliant guy to watch. In fact, it seemed like only yesterday when I saw Amir Khan fighting his first professional fight, in fact. And a lot of the American audience don't know this, but Amir Khan has always been chinny from the beginning of his career. I mean, Amir Khan has always been a guy that has always been caught off back, being knocked down. If you take, for example, Willie Lemond, Willie Lemond wasn't known as a tremendous puncher. He had a very low knockout rate from what I remembered, and he was able to drop Amir Khan. In fact, it was a drag out fight. I think it was Khan knocking him down and Willie Lemond knocking Khan down, and then Khan knocking Willie Lemond down, etc. So I do advise people to go and watch the Amir Khan versus Willie Lemond fight, and you will see Khan being chin checked. And there was also an incident where he fought a guy called Michael Gomez at bearing in mind I'm talking about his fights in lightweight. So against Michael Gomez, for example, he was dropped, and he came back to get the win. So in these fights, even though he came back to get the win, there was always question marks regarding his chin. So when he moved to America, it was nothing. It was nothing new, if you like. Or when he fought, for example, Bryce Prescott, and he got knocked out, it was inevitable. It was going to happen because, like I mentioned, it's been happening throughout his career. So like I said, Amir Khan still is a tremendous talent, still has a future in boxing, and the call for him to retire, etc., is just baloney, man. We don't want to see someone like Amir Khan retire. Retire for what and do what? He's 25 years old. You're talking about a 25-year-old fighter. He's not 35, and within these 25 years, he's done a lot for himself. He's become 3 times world champion, and people need to remember that. And I don't think people should discredit Amir Khan's accomplishment. I mean, you can't overlook 26 victories. You can't just overlook 26 victories and say, well, he lost those 3 times. No, it doesn't work like that. But people in boxing have selective memory. It's just a sad case of affair. But if I was Amir Khan, honestly, I would leave Freddie Roach, and I'll probably train with Emmanuel Stewart. I think he's a tremendous trainer. He's a brilliant trainer. He would have Khan working behind the jab a lot more and not taking a lot of risks on the inside. He'll be working more on his fundamentals. The jab, the straight right hand, we all know in boxing that's the most important punches, especially when you're about to learn to box. So he'll definitely bring back bring Khan back to his roots, back to not necessarily his amateur roots, but understand the basics and the fundamentals. And he also will teach Khan defense. I think Emmanuel Stewart would be able to get the full leverage of his punch by using his reach to the best of his advantage against opponents. You know, you don't see Amir Khan getting inside and trying to knock a guy out under Emmanuel Stewart. And I honestly think Emmanuel Stewart would be the best trainer for Khan. That being said, I think Amir Khan, there are a lot of trainers out there. Freddie Roach, on the other hand, I'm not saying he's a bad trainer, but defensively he's lacking. You know, and a lot of the boxing world have said this. They're beginning to say a lot more now. You know, now that some of these fighters have lost. Take for example, Latif Coyote was a draw, but he didn't look too good against Tarver. Manny Pacquiao, for example, losing to Bradley. People say Pacquiao won. I, for one, believe Bradley won, but you know, doesn't matter. BoxRec.com says it's a loss for Pacquiao. That's what matters. And take for example the most recent one against Amir Khan, getting knocked out. So I still think he's lacking in the defensive department. So yeah, I would say someone like Emmanuel Stewart would be good, you know. But like I said, Amir Khan's what, 5'10". He's taller than most guys in his weight class. There's no need for him to get on the inside of his opponents. All he needs to do is really work behind the jab more. So forget about taking risks. You don't need to take risks on the inside. Why? What for? Anyway, that's just my opinion. My name's Quab20. Signing out. Visit me at boxingblog.webnode.com and on my Twitter, boxingblogster, at boxingblogster. So nice to see you guys, and subscribe please if you want. Alright, peace.